England has a lot to offer: beautiful, idyllic landscapes, delectable food, and only the friendliest of inhabitants. England also has a lot to offer in terms of music, but I don't just mean music made by British artists. I want to explore songs that are incredibly British in nature, from hip-hop songs parodying certain stereotypes within the country to atmospheric electronic music that reflects how it actually feels to live in this hellhole. These are the most British songs of all time. As you guys are probably aware, I am British. I consider myself to be extremely British. I speak in very British ways. I act in very British ways. So it got me thinking a little bit. There has to be music that just is very British. British music. It doesn't even have to be from a British artist, but music that you just hear it and you just think of England. So I was curious on what my audience who are not just from England, they're from various different countries throughout the world. So I asked the chat, what are the most British songs of all time? So let's find that out. Let's find that out. Revolutionary War Cell. But I have bought my music listening license for today. I will never pay my TV license. Come and get it. Okay, let's start off with this one. This is Unknown P, Fire in the Booth, Riding Around the Rover. I remember when this came out. This is very quintessential English. Fire in the Booth is like a hip-hop show on the radio, which is just for like British MCs, but they have like a comedy person on every year. Believe it or not, chat, this is comedy. Believe it or not, this isn't a serious UK rapper.
What's happening? I should probably say shout out to my friends in prison, shouldn't I? Okay. Shout out to Martin and Tabitha. Riding round in a rover. If I see ops and it's over, man's head straight down like a boppet. So
this is crazy British, but it's a British in a way that only people from England will know, because obviously this is a really posh person trying to act hard and trying to act from the streets. That is so common. You get really rich people that are like ashamed of being rich and ashamed of going to private school and being upper class, so they will like use the most obscure roadman slang and wear tracksuits and just look like a idiot. And it's like so easy to tell, and it's just like, come on, can people not just like be themselves? If you grow up rich, it's the same as growing up poor. You don't have a choice in the matter, so just own it.
Your girl is 4'4" and got bare hair on her toes like a hobbit.
Yeah, that is very quintessentially British, but that's kind of cheating, because that is a piece of art that is designed to make fun of England. We need to find something that's British from the soul, so we'll scratch that as one of the lower ones down on the list, chat. I think that's fair. Despite living in Canada, this was played on our PA systems at school every morning, along with our own national anthem. I don't know if they still do, since I stopped hearing it after entering high school. This is the old one. Oh, it's God Save the Queen. Oh, it is. Do I have permission to be patriotic, yes or no? Happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen. I'm gonna say Queen. I ain't saying King with those sausage ass fingers. I'm not referring to him as our king. The quiz should have ended with Lizzie. We ain't got royals anymore. It's just got Boris. Why? Like, this is a serious video. Why is Boris just absolutely yapping breathe? Well, that was something. I don't think I've ever actually, like, unironically sang that. Christian Webb and David Firth did this parody UK rap shit in the mid-2000s, and it got the guy fired from being a teacher like 20 years later. David Firth is the guy that did Salad Fingers. Amazing artist. Incredible creative. And he also did this. I haven't heard this in a long time. This is incredibly British.
I was at school. I was a fella. Round the bitches, fingering Daniela. Round the bitches, fingering Selena. Round the bitches, fingering Delina.
Did you think it's dead? It's with the rat. It's crazy how David Firth went viral with this and with Salad Fingers, like two completely different pieces of art. Yeah, this culture doesn't really exist as much in the UK anymore. Like, chav culture isn't as prominent as much, and now it's like roadmen and stuff. I've been building the playlist for a mate full of songs he hates. He's staunchly Irish. Yeah, he'll hate the vast majority of this shit. And he's fucking buzzing. It kind of goes hard though, that's the thing. There's still chavs up north. Oh, okay, I don't know. Okay, I think we got the idea of that. That's obviously a joke that's, again, making fun of a type of British person, a chav. MC Devo, David Firth, absolutely genius shit. Was very funny back in the day. We can get more British than this, chat. We can. I was once in a pub in Norfolk, and all I could hear was Fuel My Fire, Firestarter, and Breathe, all by The Prodigy. And this one woman who was absolutely hammered was proper dancing to Fuel My Fire. Then Sweet Caroline came on, and everyone was screaming their heads off, and then went quiet when Your Woman came on. The most British thing that ever happened in Britain. I'd say so. Those combinations of songs. So I guess I'll just put on we'll put on Firestarter. This is really reflecting a different type of Brit right now. Yeah, it's one of my favorite album covers of all time with the crab. I love the Prodigy, how they were able to take UK styles of electronic and like make it in a way that just completely mogged all those styles in terms of like commercial viability and just the hugeness of it all. The live shows they put on and continue to put on, where it's just like a combination. Every single Brit can get down to the Prodigy and Pendulum. It doesn't matter. They can be fans of drill, they can be fans of Ed Sheeran, they can be fans of Oasis. Everybody will get down to the Prodigy and Pendulum. And Keith Flint, what a true legendary Brit that man is. Rest in peace, Keith Flint. You know when some British singers, they put on like a kind of weird American accent or it's kind of vague where they're from. Keith Flint is British all the goddamn way. This is what you hear while some skinhead British man in the tracksuit offers to get a bag out. It's a common occurrence. The Streets are one of the most underrated British bands of all time. Mike Skinner is a very British man. Fit But You Know is one of the most British songs ever.
See, I reckon you're about an 8 or a 9.
I always thought The Streets was like a weird parody, but it does sound good. It is cool. It's like such a British interaction in the lyricism as well. I'm not trying to pull you. It is a really stupid song. It's not my favorite thing in the world. And like, there's different classes of England. There are a class of British women that are exactly like Mike Skinner is describing in this song. And I live quite near like town where there are clubs and stuff, and I see them wandering about sometimes. I can't say I particularly appreciate what I'm seeing, but each to their own, obviously.
For a while there, I was thinking, yeah, but what if we like good, but just rude, like uncouth?
These lyrics are actually pretty good, to be honest. Like there are some rhymes and like clever things here. I like the slang term fit. Fit isn't exactly like the nicest way to call a woman attractive. You're like, you're fit. It's not the most polite way to say a woman looks nice. Like if I were like, it's a thing that you say to your mates, like, oh, that girl's fit. You don't really say like, unless it's a very like informal and like casual situation with the girl. Women say fit all the time. Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not a woman. No, I feel like maybe the way men use it are a bit different. I mean, it's like an informal way. I think I'm correct, no? I bellend engorges at the thought of your fanny. All right, moving on. I didn't like what you just said to me. Park Life might be one of the most British songs ever. We're entering a bit of a trend here with like, why is there so much like incredibly British music just talking? They're both very cartoonish depictions of British life, and I feel like England does that a lot with their kind of parody music. It's very like cartoonish and kind of ironic depictions of what it actually is like this is not inaccurate, but like it's obviously over the top, and that's kind of what we do a lot with our, even though a lot of our comedy is more dry, I think in music it goes the other way sometimes. You also hear this song constantly. Ooh, the people. All the time walking around here. Ooh, the people. I assume this song is basically just about people on benefits, right? Like people on like welfare. It's quite like an interesting song because it's like the guy's jolly, but it was just talking about like a life that is really nothing, you know? And like a lot of British people are just stuck, and there usually isn't much optimism for people in England who are stuck. It's a very nihilistic country. So like kind of presenting the idea of like somebody who obviously has nothing going on in their life through this song, but like they're content with it. I've never looked into what the song means. That's just kind of what I'm thinking right now, you know? Couple ideas. We've got Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. Every time I enter a pub, I'll hear it. This might be the most played song in England, to be honest, and I can't stand it. Dude, it still evokes just a sense of pride in me, though. As soon as I hear that beginning, I don't know. I think it's because you just know everybody around you is going to get so excited when this song comes on. I don't know, how did this song become so, like, inherently linked to England? It's through football, right? So the song was already popular in British sporting events, including rugby league and darts, and was notably played at boxing matches. During England's run in the Euro 2020 tournament, Tony Parry, the Wembley DJ, decided to play Sweet Caroline instead of the usual Vindaloo after England's victory over Germany. This sparked a massive sing-along among the crowd and became a defining moment. I see. So I thought it was always around, but it is since 2020. I hate football culture in this country, so this song does kind of make my skin crawl a little bit. Like, football ruins this country completely. Dude, when the football's on, everybody turns into a fucking idiot. You can't travel places that you want to travel because there are people everywhere. And, like, people get into fights all over, like, perhaps the shittiest sport. But yeah, incredibly British and links to a very British thing, which is football, which is something I'm not too proud of the football of this country because it kind of just results in us going into other countries and racially harassing people. Ghost Hardware by Burial sounds like any urban area in the UK at night. 100%. This entire album, this is definitely my pick for like the most British sounding song of all time. I think this sounds like walking through a British city at night. 100% on the London tubes. This is not one you'd think because this isn't sensationalized, this isn't comedic, this isn't over the top, this is just what it feels like to be English. Like, obviously it's inspired by early British dubstep before, because dubstep did start in the UK before it got ruined by the Americans. But like, you guys do a lot. I don't think it's ruined. I do like bro step, but you guys do really like make things over the top, you fucking bastards. As it captures just such like a beautiful ambience and tone. As you walk through like a city in England at night, it's kind of like slightly depressing, but like also comforting at the same time. It's weird, and this sound really encapsulates that. We were doing bits in terms of electronic music in the 90s and early 2000s, like crazy. Like IDM was all us, early dubstep was all us, you know. England's a very beautiful place to live, but I wouldn't go to the cities unless you have something in mind to go to. I'd go to the countryside. We have a beautiful countryside. This song more so reflects the cities, and there's another song this guy suggested, which I also agree with, Finger Bib by Aphex Twin, which reflects the more rural areas in the UK. This sounds like walking through a beautiful field, a little bit cloudy with the sun. It might rain, but you don't care. The IDM like UK scene, they're able to catch like a vibe so well. I don't know if Americans can feel that kind of same vibe, because obviously Aphex Twin's from Cornwall, Burial's from London, I think. They're creating music based on like the environment around them. So like, when you guys hear this, do you guys feel any sort of like weird nostalgia, especially with like Untrue by Burial? Did any Americans in chat want to answer that for me, or? But the thing is with America is you don't have like a particular vibe. You're basically fucking a bunch of countries at once. So you don't really have that. Yeah, Aphex Twin is like a very quintessential British artist. There's like, his tones are so warm, and he's not making the most complicated electronic music because he couldn't. He allowed all this to happen, and he still has songs you can revisit, and you can feel such warmth from all the tones and all the instrumentation, and it's still so interesting to this day. Anybody who says otherwise doesn't know. That's crazy how we can basically like describe how it feels to be English and walk through certain areas through like just like electronic music. I think that's cool. This is the very first jungle track I heard, and it's one of the first tracks I played when I first got access to some speakers. Like, so much electronic is out of the UK, and it's such like a cornerstone of UK culture, electronic music. That's General Levi making that sound. Wicked. Like, jungle really makes me think of England, like that kind of break. And then you Americans stole it and thought it was breakcore, but it's not. You stole it, made it ambient, slapped an anime bitch on the front, and then called it breakcore. And this still gets remixed to this day. You hear this all the time. A lot of f***ing Americans love yoinking our electronic styles and making it their entire personality. The UK electronic scene is one of my favorite things about this country. It's great, and it's still living to this day, 100%. I'm fine, I'm a soldier, I'm lying if I told you, my mind getting over. God, he's getting political in here. I'm a soldier, I'm lying if I told you. It's like the British Viper. What the fuck is going on right here? This guy's producing some new age hip hop here. Never heard anything like this before. This is fire. I've never really heard anything quite like this before. The beat switch. The beat switch. God damn, this guy's a fucking genius. He's put effort into this because the music video is edited decently. I can't analyze whether that's British or not. That's a new brand of England. That's going to be it in 10 years. Yeah, that is a fucking classic British accent. What are they talking about? I know what NME is, but what does it stand for? New Musical Express, yeah. It's just a British music magazine. The fact that it's like, this is incredibly British because the riff and the tone is so Kinks. The voice is so quintessentially British. The incredible lyricism and rhyming schemes in this song right now. This song is getting incredibly tiresome. British man shouts at enemy for 3 minutes. Yeah, it's really not well made at all. The riff was played out at this point. I assume this was the 70s and the riff was already played out. The drums sound like shit. Oh, good lord. He's not happy at enemy. We get the point, mate, alright? You don't need to keep yapping on about the enemy. We understand. I just get the suspicion he isn't the biggest fan of the enemy. Usually, like, old songs aren't, like, as brain rotty as this. I think being incredibly vexed at a f***ing music publication to the point where you make a 3-minute 30-second song where you rhyme enemy with enemy about 50 times and explain your distaste for the enemy, I think that's a very British thing to do. It's blowing my mind. The cough on Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath is probably the most British cough ever. Are you ready to hear it? If you're in like a more like kind of built up area, you hear this every morning. Yeah, of course I'll phone Mum. Oh my, yeah, this wins. This wins. Oh, I hate this. It's so weird. I hate it. Don't touch him like that, whoever you are, harlot. This Ozzy sounds like a beehive, a swarm of bees. He does. He does. I can't handle this. Yes, this is doing extremely weird things to me. Ozzy's just like hands behind his side. He knows Sharon is at home. He can't touch this woman. This is so bad. Oh, there she is. This is actually making me lose my fucking mind. Jesus Christ, the vocal effects. I can't get over this, man. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god. Okay, well, I don't know what to do after that. That last song has sent me sideways, people watching this video, so I don't know how to do an outro, but I guess I'm British, and we had some British songs, so I don't know, just watch something else that I've made already, come on.